Hello traders, welcome back to another video. This is day 26 of recording my entire trading session for 90 days. Glasses are back for today because I kind of folded after the trading day today. It was a little bit of a stressed day in the markets for me today, so I had to relieve that with a little bit of amnesia haze. So we're chilling right now. We're chilling with a little bit of sativa, but let's not let that distract us from going through our trading day today. You already know I post all of my trades for free on the Discord, so if you haven't joined already, what are you doing? Just join. Just see how I trade. I trade pretty good, and yeah, there's other people like you in there. And yeah, so February 24th 2026, how did we do? The morning session was not a good day, mainly because I was not following my rules. The market was acting pretty well, not too clean, but it was a pretty good day. So I had 3 losses and a win for a loss of $171. So I took 3 losses first and then took the winning trade. So by the end of the 3 losses, I was down $700 for the day, and I brought it back up till 171. And in the evening, I waited patiently. I was waiting like 2 hours, just looking at the chart, taking no trades, and we took 1 win for 520 on the funded and 1020 on the eval. I just came up with a new idea to replay the day on TradingView. So these are the trades that I took. You saw the receipts on Discord. You get the plus signs and the minus signs. 122 for the day, and these are the 4 trades that I took. So what we'll do is we'll actually go back in time to 9 o'clock when I first started. 9 o'clock when I first started, the first thing that I did was go to the 15-minute, mark out these highs and the lows that I was seeing during the 15-minute before the market opened. I was thinking, in order for us to trend for the day, we have to take one of these levels first. So if you're going up, we gotta go down first. If you're going down, we gotta go up first. So that's what I was thinking. So we'll just keep going. And all I'm looking for is all these 3 indicators to align. So you see like how this one is on, this one is on, and this one is trending. So this is basically the pattern that I'm looking for, but it's not at the right time. I was waiting, it's nothing to do. And then the indicator went off. But I know that, and then I took this shot. But in the recording, I said this move is fake, watch us come back to the gap. I literally called it, but I still let the emotions take the best of me because the system is technically on, and it's on very strongly. So I had the full one that I entered, and price did exactly what I thought it would do, which is it came back to the gap. And then price immediately starts turning for longs because like there's buy volume coming in, the bias is long, and we're trending. So I took the second trade over here for a long, which ended up in another loss. I didn't go break even because one of my new rules is that I wait until price makes the new higher low in a uptrend in order for me to put the stop to break even. You could say that this was a sign for me to put a break even, but I would say I was not following my rules in this trade either, because I'm supposed to wait until price breaks out of this 15-minute level. That's the whole point of me drawing them out. So if I'm like taking trades when I'm within the gap, what am I doing? Well, what I'm doing is that I'm following my rules because like the indicator is on. So yeah, these are like small issues in this within the system that I have, because I am kind of new to this, but the system is so good that I could make 3 mistakes for the day, and still that one correct decision that I take will cover almost all of those bad decisions. So yeah, price stopped me out, came back, and then it started continuing up. But since the indicators were not turned on, I was waiting until the perfect setup. So price then broke out of this high, which signals us that alright, price is in an uptrend now because we are making higher highs. Usually price doesn't really go up like that without any significant pullback. So I told myself, you know what, the ideal point of entry is this red line, because that's just like me reading market structure, and I know from experience that price does come back to this previous high, and I should have just put the limit order on over there, which I did in the recording. If you see, yeah, that's when we got stopped out. So you see, I had the limit order on, and then, you know, honestly, I like playing it over here. So I had the limit order on over there, and you don't see it over here, but in real time when I was trading these, the break of structure indicator went off at this level. So I thought, okay, price might not come back and then just go in our favor. So I entered a rush trade. So this is not me following my rules. I'm not really happy with the way that I traded today. The reason is because I was focused on passing the funded. I was only $800 away from passing it. And the thing about trading is, if you're focused on the money, the market will always punish you. So what you should do is that you should just follow your process, because you know it works, and take no trades that are not following your rules. Because I knew as soon as I put it on, my mind was screaming at me to take it off, because it did not feel like the higher self trade, if that makes sense. Because I used to ignore my intuition, but through the volume of backtesting I've done and the data that I've gathered, I know that I should not have taken this over here. I should have just waited for the pullback. When I took the trade, the indicators wasn't even on, so I wasn't following my intuition, and I wasn't following my rules either, because it's only supposed to be like this when I'm allowed to take a trade, and I didn't do it. Come on. So I got stopped out, right? And also, this was a 7.25 point stop loss, when I know that one of my rules is to have a 5-point stop loss. So this trade is a really bad one, because it didn't follow my risk rules, it didn't follow my systems, and it didn't follow my psychology. So it was like completely off. So I will not repeat this ever again, because this is me completely disrespecting myself in all 3 frontiers. Sometimes it's just one of them where I take the proper trade and then risk less, which is what ended up happening over here. As soon as price came here, I knew that, you know what, it's going to reverse from here. I've seen that pattern so many times that I ended up taking it, but I took it with less risk. In all of these trades, I'm risking 8 contracts. And in the one that ended up winning, I'm risking 7 contracts. So these are like small mistakes in the system that needs to be fixed. So at least I had the courage to actually put the trade on, because I know even though I was over trading, this trade was a trade that I would be fully okay with if it hits my stop loss, because this is a fully aligned trade. And it ended up working out. And let's see where I took profit. So I went to class at 11:30, and this is what I mean by not putting my stop to break even too fast, because see how like price came to my break even like entry and then continued up. So I was looking at price to take this high. What is this high? This high is when you zoom out to the 15-minute chart. This is the most recent high that I could see price had made, and the other high was that. So that's what I was looking at, because now the time was 12:16. So at 12 o'clock my morning session is done. I'm done for the day. That's my time to go to the gym, reflect, because now we trade the second system in the evening. So I got ready for the evening trade, and over here now I'm looking for places to exit. So initially I had my take profit set at this level because I thought that we were gonna be shorts for the day. We're gonna be in the evening session, we're gonna come down and grab this liquidity. So in order for a price to do that, it first has to grab a higher time frame high. So over here I was expecting price to take out this high, so I put a stop loss, put my take profit here, and I put my stop loss at this low because I didn't want to keep open positions in both trades, both systems, because right now we would be in this system now at anything after 1:30 p.m. So we'll see where I exited this trade, and then we'll go to the second system. So that's me exiting the trade over there. And like I said, all the receipts are posted in the Discord for free. You can go and check it out for yourself. So yeah, 3 losses and 1 win for the day. That's 171 in the morning. And now let's see how we did in the evening. In the evening, I'll just show you on my Top Step dashboard, because that's the progress of the funded account. I'll show it on the Top Step account because I was trading the 15-second chart and I don't have access to that on TradingView. So this is the trade that we took. So let's see, what was I thinking? Why did I go long today for a profit of $522? $522 on the funded and $1,020 on the eval. So like I said, I had the same level marked out, where at 130, 145, price hadn't taken this out. So I was initially thinking about going short, and then I was wondering that if price wanted to come short for the day, it would have taken this out. It would not have just left that little bit of gap, right? So what I'm basically looking for, it's really simple. I'm looking for, let's say if I'm looking for shorts, then in the morning price would have gone up, and then what happens is that the highs the price is making starts getting shorter and shorter, and eventually it takes out the most recent high, comes back and makes a new intermediate low, comes back up, and then there's usually a bunch of fair value gaps here, and then it goes down. So this is like a three candle pattern that I'm looking for in the market structure, and over here would be a fair value gap. That would be my entry, and then me riding that trend down to the most recent sell side liquidity that I see. I would wait for a confirmation of the short forming, because we would go from making higher highs and higher lows to making the first lower low and lower high, and then continue down. That's basically what I'm looking for. So in the evening, that pattern didn't happen exactly. Like the only fair value gap that I saw was this small ass one, and then price wicked out of this, and then I switched to the 15-second because I was thinking, all right, when price comes back over here, then it would kind of like accumulate for a little bit, kind of like what it's doing here, and then it would continue down. But it just tapped it a little bit and came down. And then on the 15-second, this looked like the longs that I would take following my system, because price is fractal. The pattern that you see on the 50-minute happens on the 15-second. So don't think there's any difference between any of these charts. It's just the same chart in different intervals. That's all it is. So you can see your setup in any time frame. So I was seeing that in the 15-second, and it did exactly what I wanted my system to do. If you want to go shorts, I wanted it to take a previous higher time frame buy side liquidity. If we're going shorts, we need to grab buy side liquidity and then come down. If we're going long, then we would grab the sell side first and then make a change of structure, fair value gap, entry. That's it. It's really simple. So I saw we made this recent low, price came down. See how these lows are getting smaller and shorter together, and then it makes its first higher low. See, it was making lower lows and lower lows, and then we make the first higher low, and then we have a change in structure because we took out all these previous highs. And then I saw a bunch of fair value gaps, and then I put my risk on over here, anticipating price would come down, which it did. Put the stop loss 0.5 away from the recent low, and I was targeting the most recent high. That's all it is. That's all that I was doing. And it's honestly, after you get enough experience, it's the same thing that happens over and over again. The thing with the funded is that I scaled out at this most recent high because I wasn't sure if price could come up, grab that high, and then continue down for the day, because that was also possible. But the good thing about my risk structure right now in the evening is that I scale out of my positions, which I like. But I didn't do that on the eval. I just took full take profit at this point. So yeah, that is how today went. Overall, I'm happy that even in the evening I wasn't feeling fully aligned. Like there were certain things in my mentality, or like my trading mindset, that was off, and that I know exactly what my actions were. So I had to make sure that every day, as soon as I wake up, I'm setting myself up for success in trading. That would be showering, meditating, and praying to God the first thing in the morning, because everything is possible with God. And one of the oldest sayings is that ask and you shall receive. And I think that is entirely true with praying, because I haven't formed a relationship with God, I would say, until the start of this year. I used to be very egotistical and tell myself it's up to me, it's up to the self to achieve all these achievements or all these goals that I have in my mind. But then there was a series of events that happened in my life that showed me how not in control I really am of my reality. Rather, there is some outside entity governing this entire reality. Because if you look outside and don't name anything, don't label anything, don't label a lamp, don't label this a mic, and you just look at reality, you'll see that everything is working perfectly. Everything is working, everything is in its place, and everything is working as it should be. And I don't really need to force it. I can just let go. I can let go of my need to hold on to riches. I need to let go of my need to hold on to money, to understand that God loves me and He intends me to have everything that I want in life, because that is my higher self. And by me being my higher self, that would ripple off into the entire world, where I would create an abundance for all. Because my dreams in life does not end in trading. I plan to create software for VR glasses. We will move away from using phones and being slaves to social media and all this technology, and we'll be using glasses. We'll be a higher form of human beings. We'll just be a lot more smart, a lot more creative, and a lot more powerful. And I got all these goals that I know that trading is just a launch pad for me. And I know that God intends for me to have all of these things. And if I am aligned, and if I praise God, and if I understand that all I can do is make sure that my actions are aligned, and understand that whatever is outside of my control will be exactly what I want it to be, because like life is great, and life is like everything that you want in life wants you too. All the money that you want, it wants you too. But you just have to become that person in order in order for you to attract it, you're not chasing the money anymore, because if you're chasing something, it will always keep running away from you. But if you have good actions like journaling your trades, posting these videos every day, and I'm like taking the trades that is exactly following my rules, then success will just be a byproduct of it. So yeah, that's just a little bit of weed talking as well, but this is the mindset that I'm having right now, and then that I think is the reason for me to get these payouts and continue on, because we're just one day away from my third payout as well. So yeah, reality is changing, and I'm very grateful. I'm grateful to be alive, and I'm just thankful. I'm just enjoying life. I'm enjoying this journey because life is great. So yeah, thank you again for watching these videos. I thank you for your valuable time, and join the free Discord if you haven't already, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.